The metaphysical interpretation of the Bible story of David and Goliath. The story of David and Goliath is found in the book of Samuel. The event took place in the valley of Elah, about 20 miles southwest of Jerusalem, in the year 1063 BC, during the reign of King Saul, king of the Israelites. Let's listen to this video now to hear the rest of the story. This story applies to us all when it comes to facing adversity. Young David had a strong faith in God. He grew up tending to his father's sheep. A few times he had to use his sling and stone to fend off a lion or a bear. He was always successful because he prayed for God's help and then acted with absolute faith to reach his goal. This story is full of symbology. For example, David hit Goliath in the forehead with the rock. The rock symbolizes faith. The forehead of Goliath was his weak spot. His consciousness was filled with the sense world and not with faith in God. David used his will to prove the power of God by a declaration of the truth. David was so sure of the truth and sent forth the rock with confidence, courage, and power in both thought and word. Charles Fillmore wrote in the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, "He who goes forth to prove the power of God is guided in every way and is the inevitable victor." Metaphysically, the overcoming of Goliath by David illustrates the mastery of the spiritual, the Israelites, over the material, the Philistines. Also, Goliath represents our aggressive, domineering ideas or thoughts that make us fearful. The war between the head and the heart, personal will, and divine love for control. David represents the sign of God's victory and power. David knew that all power came from God. He was always willing to do the unselfish act for the good of all. King Saul, on the other hand, was weak. He always sought after fortune tellers and soothsayers to learn the truth. When we put someone else in between God and ourselves, it weakens our power. We become overwhelmed by our thoughts, just as Saul was overwhelmed. I came up with an affirmation as a result of this interpretation. I am bold, courageous, and fearless in demonstrating truth. While I was studying this story, a friend of mine happened to call. She was extremely upset because her 27-year-old son has gone through 3 unsuccessful surgeries for a blood clot in his leg, and she felt very out of control. We prayed. We got in alignment with the presence of God and love, and we put our word into the law, knowing that God is our source, and God has everything under control. We conquered the fears with boldness like David, with confidence and with courage. After we prayed, she said she felt 100% better and ready to face the new day. I really like how the metaphysical interpretation was able to help me to help her. It also helped me as a reminder to cultivate my relationship with God, to not let anything come between me and my relationship with Spirit, to be bold and courageous in the face of adversity, because I have the power of God within me. God bless.